Did I give you enough time to process what you saw from David Ross in the 5th inning? If not, too bad. We have to move on and get to the 6th inning. And here's the thing that the Cubs did really well in the World Series Game 7. They bounced back when it looked like things were going to go completely south, like most Cubs postseason games typically have done whenever one thing kind of breaks the one straw breaks the camel's back. Unlike the past Game 7 of the World Series, the baseball gods were with the Cubs because David Ross, the guy who was basically responsible for 2 bad runs, hits a leadoff home run. And we're going to talk about this one for just a second because once again, I really, really loved Game 7, the documentary, because Rajai Davis says in that documentary right here, you see how his foot hits the fence, and then from there, it just kind of falls down the fence and comes undone from it. He says in that documentary that going back to his home run that he robbed in Toronto, I don't know what year it was, but you can see this as you're watching this replay. He climbs the wall with the spike. He uses his spike to literally get up the wall, but this time it slipped. Now, if we look at them side by side, I don't quite buy his excuse. He basically said, oh, I had new cleats and they didn't have a spike on the front. If you're planning on doing that a lot, wouldn't you order the ones with spikes? It looks to me like if we look on the left with the Toronto one, he knows well before the warning track what he's going to do. Here on the right, he's still not quite sure if this thing's going out or if he's catching it at the warning track. And then right as he gets to the fence, you can see he's like, oh, there's the fence. Maybe I should try this thing. And he tries to turn his body. He, at that point, for the first time, turns his body towards the fence, whereas on the left side for the Toronto home run robbery, he was already turned towards it. He was planning this well ahead of time. This one, he was like, maybe I'll try that one thing I did in Toronto, and then it was too late. Even if he did get there, look at this freeze frame that we have right where the ball is at as he gets to the fence. I don't know if he's getting there. I mean, maybe if he was really planning it out, but that's so tough to do. The reason you do that in Toronto is because they have that massive wall and you're thinking about that. But in Cleveland, they don't have a massive wall, so you're just not really thinking about it. So for that reason, I don't know if I buy it that he just didn't have a spike there. But either way, it's a home run. David Ross takes all that negativity and shifts it into another run for the Cubs. It's 6-3 now, and that's when John Lester just starts to go to work. He strikes out Mike Napoli, swinging, and then he gets Jose Ramirez on this little grounder over to shortstop. But then there was this guy, Brandon Guyer, who, like, as soon as he got over to the Indians, he just channeled his inner all-star. Wasn't really much of a career, but 907 OPS in the second half with the Indians. He has a little 2-out single, but then Lester still gets out of it. Little ground ball off of Davis's bat, and Javi actually makes the play. How about that? We're going to the 7th inning. The Cubs have a 6-3 lead. This is feeling really good. Maybe get another couple runs, kind of get some space between. That's next.